Plaintiff Stephen Voiles says the defendant is his son, and he admits he hasn't always been the best role model because he was addicted to drugs and alcohol for years. Stephen says he loaned his son money to restore a car, but he suspects the defendant spent the money on alcohol. Defendant Cameron Voiles admits that he now has a problem with drugs and alcohol, and says he has since the age of 14. Cameron agrees that he borrowed money from his father, but says instead of restoring his car, he drank the money away.
Tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, I honestly have to say that I've probably not been the best example for Cameron, because I've had Cameron since he was age 11, and I used to have a drinking and a drug problem myself. I've been sober since 2006 now.
How old was he when you became sober?
6 years, 13, 14. Okay. But he's still seen an awful lot while he was growing up. I never did flaunt it from him, but they did see it.
How was he as a student?
He wasn't, sir. Actually, they recommended at 16 that he quit school. They recommended this to me because they said he could not conform to the rules. They said that they had people that just couldn't do it. I thought they were trying to pass it off, so I tried to fight it, but they just come to the point they said he just couldn't conform to school, and so they let him quit.
Why didn't you try another school district or a school?
Actually, he went to his mother's house in Lexington for a while, Lexington, Kentucky, and tried to, and they done the same thing. They recommended the same thing.
Same thing? He got in trouble there?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then ultimately dropped out.
Yes, sir.
My mother had to send me to 3 different school districts.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And same situation. They kicked me out of Detroit School District. You know, I was the type I used to, every time the teacher turned her back, terrible. I used to throw things at her. Just every time she turned her back, I would throw whatever it was. And I would put tack, you hear about those kids, you put tacks in the teacher's seat and all that, that was me. And Miss McGivens, God bless her soul, she smacked me in my face. This was the local public school there in the housing project. She smacked me in my face, put a print on my face, and when I went home, my mom, who would never defend me because she knew I was troubled already, she took me back up to the school and put a handprint on Miss McGivens' face. Okay. And so, needless to say, they told my mother, you can go to jail or we got to put him out of the system. And that's when my mother sacrificed and put me in the church school until they kicked me out permanently in the 7th grade. And then she put me in a school in the suburbs, Wayne Memorial. They put me out. Then Romulus High, they put me out. So by the 11th grade, I got in enough trouble on my own where no one would take me. But I did get my GED. How about you?
No, I haven't.
You tell me about your background.
Well, I will admit that I do have a problem with drinking and drugging.
What age did you start that?
Oh, I've been doing that ever since I was about 14, 15 years old.
Okay, but he was getting in trouble in school before that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, what are you blaming on then?
Well, just that I don't conform to structure.
Because there wasn't structure at home, makes sense. What type of things were you defiant about? Tell me what was going on.
Just people telling me what to do. I just didn't like it. I never have.
All right, and did you go to counseling?
Yes, actually, I did have a counselor at school, but that really didn't help me none.
Psychologists might have been able to determine whether you need medicine. But there is such a mental disorder where, just like you said, I'm not listening to anybody. Nobody can tell me what to do. I'm going to defy every single thing anyone ever tells me. Is that the symptoms he shows?
Yes, sir.
Except
for me, he did show respect for me. I mean...
He was scared?
No. I've never physically disciplined my children. Good. We have a great relationship.
All right, good.
Actually.
Looked up to you. Start drinking and drugging just like you.
I do have to take part blame for that, yes, sir.
So what's your situation now? We're going to get to this loan, but I want to know what your situation is now.
I'm unemployed. I'm about to put an application. Oh, because I don't know, nobody give me a job. I mean, I called back. And
as competitive as it is out here, they're not hiring people who only have a GED or diploma nowadays. You have to have either a skilled trade, a community college, or a bachelor degree, very minimum. You're not work ready, so until you work ready, you're not going to get a job. You still drinking and drugging?
Yeah.
All right, so who do you live with?
I just bounce around. I don't live with nobody.
Okay, so you're homeless?
Pretty much, yes.
All right, good enough. You won't let him stay with you anymore?
He does, but then, you know, I won't allow any drinking or anything around my house. And he'll come and he'll stay 3 or 4 days if he's not drinking or anything, but if he wants to go out and start partying, he knows.
Well, at some point, you'll get tired and you'll do like I advise you to do. At some point, you hit bottom and you say, I'm tired of this. The judge just told me what I need to do, and I'm going to go and do what the judge said. So wait until he's ready, though. You can't force him. We can do what we can talk till we're red in the face.
Yes,
he's not going to listen until he's ready. Balance due on a loan, $4,000. How does he owe you for that?
Because for a while, he was actually doing really well. He worked every day, bought a brand new moped, bought a car, bought a Trans Am that he wanted to fix up. I mean, he was working there. I was really impressed. He was working every single day.
How long ago?
Probably 3 years ago.
The $4,000, you loaned it to him when?
I loaned it the day after he turned 18. He was doing so good. I loaned it to him. He wanted to restore the Trans Am back to original. I had no problem whatsoever with that. And on the stipulations, and I have a signed paper here, signed by him and I and his sister, $100 a month until it was paid off. That was enough for me because I really wasn't that concerned about it.
How much have you received of this $4,200?
He paid the first 2 payments.
All right.
And then after that, I didn't get the third one, and I asked him, and he said that he would try to get it to me.
But how is he going to pay you if you knew he was out of work?
Well, actually, he was working. That's before that everything had fell apart. But when he got the money, I think the money done it because, you know, after the first 2 payments, and I think he actually done a little bit to the car.
He smoked that up, doctor. All right, now, did you? He's grinning. Go ahead. What do you say about this loan, sir?
Well, yeah, I did sign the promissory note, as you see, and I just went and blew all the money. I drunk it all away, pretty much. I do believe that I haven't had enough time, though, to pay this loan back.
This is over a year ago, and you've only paid him $200, and that doesn't appear to be a decent effort. So I'm going to grant him his judgment. And next time you loan him some money, tell him to put a lien against that Trans Am. $4,000 for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Got my money back, and I'm glad, but I'd like to see you straighten up and quit drinking so you don't have to go down some of the roads I went through because they're pretty rough.
I still think I ought to have had a little bit more time to pay it back.
Okay, well, I hope you straighten up because you don't want to do some of the things that I've had to do.
I'll try to go get my GED and see what I can do about it.
That's all I ever ask. Yeah.